More than 5 million people go to and from work in Canada every day. They fill a variety of jobs: factory worker, miner, musician, construction worker, technician, driver, mechanic, telephone operator, waiter. Together they earn more than $12 billion a year. Of the over 5 million in the workforce, about 1,200,000, roughly a quarter, are women. This report is concerned primarily with them. Office work draws more women than any other type of job. Nearly 500,000 are employed as typists, bookkeepers, accountants, clerks, and the like. They're part of an army of clerical workers demanded by expanding industry, with more letters to be typed and more records to be kept. Service occupations draw thousands more. An estimated 40,000 women are telephone operators, doing the important job of keeping open communications across the country. More than 50,000 women are employed as waitresses in restaurants and lunch counters. Another 100,000 are in retail sales. Factories employ more than 100,000. During the Second World War, the manpower shortage drew thousands of women into jobs formerly considered men's work. Many of them have kept these jobs, and this has accounted for a large post-war increase in the female workforce. Modern industrial machinery has taken some of the emphasis off muscle power, making it possible for employers to hire more women. Thus, the number of women in industry has multiplied by 5 in the past 50 years. In 1 year alone, 1953, it grew by 50,000, compared with an increase of 13,000 in the male workforce. Today, more and more women are performing work comparable to that done by their male fellow workers, and in many cases, identical work. But on payday, fewer of them draw the same money as male workers. The differentials range from $1 or $2 to $10 or $15 a week. Employers give 2 main reasons for paying women less than men. One is absenteeism. Employers say empty desks and machines cost money, and that women are absent from their jobs more often than men. The other reason, women often leave work to get married or have children just after they've been trained for a job. A battle of education has been waged for years by women such as Mrs. Allen Turner Bone, president of the National Council of Women. Her group and others like it have been campaigning for more than 50 years for the principle of equal pay for equal work. Another outstanding spokesman for the principle is Mrs. Ellen Fairclough, the progressive conservative member of Parliament for Hamilton West. Mrs. Fairclough has been campaigning on this issue in the House for several sessions, and her bill on equal pay is still on the Commons order paper for the coming one. Canada, Mrs. Fairclough points out, supported the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, which says that everyone, without discrimination, has the right to equal pay for equal work. Equal pay laws do exist in Canada. Ontario became the first Commonwealth government to enact such a law when it passed the Female Employees Fair Remuneration Act in 1952. The provinces of Saskatchewan and British Columbia followed suit. But the laws are difficult to enforce. Two of them specify the same work in the same establishment, a rare circumstance, and a hard clause to interpret. When Parliament opened earlier this month, the federal government announced it intended to introduce an equal pay bill this season. Let's see how it would affect the Canadian women. Some 700,000 of them live either in Ontario, Saskatchewan, or BC, where such legislation is already in effect. About 73,000 could be affected by the bill. These are the women employed in industries which come within federal jurisdiction under the British North America Act, air transport, broadcasting, railroads, and similar concerns. Nearly 500,000 women will still have no legal protection even if the federal bill passes. But Ottawa hopes its legislation will serve as an example, and that the 7 provinces without equal pay laws will enact them. As early as 1907, the Council declared itself in favor of equal pay for the same or comparable work. In the nearly 50 years since, it has continued pressing for the principle. The federal bill could be a big victory if provincial governments follow Ottawa's example. Meanwhile, groups like the National Council of Women we spoke of earlier continue their efforts.